Greetings, Sir and Sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Elathrix, and of course, welcome to yet another full playthrough. In today's full playthrough, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, which is kind of a retread on ideas I've done in the past, but hopefully is going to be really fun, and let's be honest, kind of cruel. Today we are going to be playing the Inwards Perfection Civic, which is all about being perfect in yourself, absolutely hating everyone else, thinking they're not worthy of your empire, and trying to stay to yourselves. Or is it? Because today we're going to be aggressive pacifists, aggressive inwards perfection, using the nihilistic acquisition perk. It means we can go to war to steal populations from everyone nearby, bolstering our numbers over and over. But more so, we are also going with the Scion origin. Not quite as strong as it used to be apparently, at least as people have told me. This essentially means you are the experiment of a fallen empire. You are there as an experiment to claim part of the galaxy for them and nothing more. Well, our goal is to get every other empire, that is every single other empire that can, to be a vassal of our fallen empire, our overlords. Our end goal then is to simply defeat the endgame crisis with every single other empire finally seeing the light of our way of thinking, and with nihilistic acquisition, we can essentially destroy empires by stealing populations and then putting them to work on our own worlds, so we're really going to focus most likely on ring worlds or anything in which we can have loads of population working away on a single planet. So as such, we are Project Utopia, the last efforts of a fallen empire before it completely fell into disrepair and just stagnated to make a little bit of heaven in this galaxy. We are there to terraform worlds, make Gaia worlds perhaps, just make the ultimate society of our fungal species, which the fallen empire could eventually integrate into their own. Perhaps they are going to come to our worlds and live on our worlds as our overlords. We don't really know. We don't question why. We are simply the shrooms which are here to help. We are the alpha subjects. As such, our focus is going to be to have utopian abundance for all of the main species, and to get as much space as possible before we end up being blocked by everyone else. Pure warfare is not going to be allowed because of the Fallen Empire's decree. Again, we don't question why, we simply follow them. But we are going to be focusing a lot on science and everything like that, because we do have meritocracy and we are egalitarians. Now you may be wondering, so you're xenophobes who are probably going to have owned populations of other empires, how can you be egalitarian? Well, it's simple. We believe that everyone should be treated fairly, everyone should be given a chance, as long as the Fallen Empire like them. Everyone else, well, they're not us, they're lesser. Maybe we'll put them to work to help out the main species. It's all for the greater good of the Fallen Empire and our species. They should be treated equally. Everyone else, far less so. Now, originally I was actually going to go with authoritarian. This will make the own populations a lot more powerful, but I do like the idea of the egalitarian. A lot of the ideas kind of clashing with each other, as that's kind of what the Fallen Empires are like, which I absolutely adore, so that's what we're going with. So obviously we do have inwards perfection. This gives us extra population growth, extra unity, and extra edict capacity, extra happiness. We get less envoys, but we get more encryption and less code breaking. So we're harder to spy on, but we can't really spy on others either. We're mostly sticking to ourselves until we try to destroy other empires, stealing their populations and subjugating the empire for our glorious Fallen Empire overlords. For our traits, we are adaptive, because it's kind of what we're doing, terraforming and trying to go to the different worlds. I'm assuming we've been genetically modified from some kind of pre-sapient species. We are rapid breeders, so there's loads of us. We are slow learners. We are all on our own and probably rushed to the stage, and we are fleeting. It matters not if we live all that long, as long as we can get the job done. I didn't say the Fallen Empires were nice. And as I've said before, this is a little bit of a retread of the last time I did Inwards Perfection, but of course now we're in the Nemesis DLC. I really want to see how powerful this is, because things have changed quite a lot, and honestly I do love the idea of Inwards Perfection, and I've never been aggressive with it. I've always went with the complete isolationist, ignore the crisis, ignore everyone else, but now we're going to be a lot more hostile, a lot more active, and with all the bonuses we could be very deadly, very fast. With extra stability, extra specialist output ×2 there, and we also have the xenophobe trait giving us more population growth. We should hopefully be able to grab everyone pretty quickly, at least. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's go xenophobe.
These alien savages must be taught to kneel when in the presence of their betters. Shall I initiate purging protocols?
Let's go over Spiral Galaxy this time, just for fun. Really early mid-game, early endgame crisis, a full 100 years early, all of the usual stats. This will be the final playthrough before I use mods, by the way. I'm just doing this because I really wanted to test this out, and once I start using mods, I'm probably not going to be playing Vanilla Empires. I love all the extra civics and everything else, and I'll definitely be working that in if the mods are currently up to date. So, we begin. Hey everyone, as usual, Future Lathrix here, just before the video starts properly with the gameplay, just saying that this will be the final full playthrough before we get into modded territory, unless the new update hits before then, because of course a lot of stuff will be changing with that, though even then I'll probably be using mods, so mod suggestions are very, very welcome in the comments, and with that I have to shill, because as usual these videos can be poison for the channel if the algorithm sees fit, and comments, likes, everything really helps out to counter that, and make sure these videos are good for the channel. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who does that for these, because I do really enjoy recording these in this style and uploading them in this style, editing them in this style, even if it is a risk. So that's the shilling I have to say every single time. I love doing these, and now into a very aggressive pacifist experience, which goes really weird, and we remain very loyal, honestly. Early in our history, before we had developed much in the way of technology, our alien benefactors made themselves known to us. They explained, in terms our bewildered ancestors could understand, that our species showed great promise. With much patience, they guided us onto the path that would help our civilization reach its full potential. On those few occasions where we strayed from this path, they corrected our course, firmly, as any parent would. But soon our scientists had mastered electricity, then atomic power, and then crude spaceflight. Under the tutelage of our ancestors, our overseers even, we have now constructed our first hyperdrives. That took me 6 attempts to read, but there we go. Even in the final version, there was mistakes. But there we go, and instead we get 2 worlds there, sadly, not both for us. We want just continental or ocean worlds. Well, continental, ocean, and tropical. Extra research. Ooh, yes, extra population growth straight away would be great, and give me those minerals. There are our overlords, the Lachax Protectors. Hello, faithful Alpha subject. You have done well for yourselves. With our guidance, you have mastered the technology of hyperspace travel, and are now ready to set off to the stars for the first time. This voice hurts. Much as we once did. Countless eons ago. Wow, he just changed his voice straight away. Have no fear, if we did not think you were ready, we would not have allowed such events to carry you as far as they have. Go now and make us proud. Yes, father. That's our Overlord. All the way over here in the nebula. Actually, that's pretty close. Sometimes they can be really, really far away, so that's okay. I'd like to try and reach them if possible. So I guess that's the direction I'm going to try and focus on as much as possible. So, really then, I do want to focus on traditions to begin with, since I really want nihilistic acquisition, but also I really want interstellar dominion. Sorry, I was looking at something else then. So, finish expansion, get dominion, then probably go with either harmony or discovery, and then get nihilistic acquisition. That's the current goal. I think the fungoid colony ship may be my favourite. It's so creepy. Definitely is what I like. So right now we are getting a... Ooh, we have a wormhole in our territory? How did I not notice that straight away? I don't know. Oh, maybe it goes to the Scion? I have never had a wormhole in my starter zone before, so that is really weird. Is that part of the Inwards Perfection or Scion thing? Maybe. Right now we're getting loads of influence thanks to Proclaim Superiority, plus we found these lovely little space whales which gave us a jump as well. Loads of worlds, but only a few which are actually habitable for us. So let's go ahead and grab that one as well. Try and grab as much as possible before we find our neighbours, because then we're going to be a bit trapped. Although we're going to be very aggressive, we're still not really going to be all that aggressive in terms of claiming territory. It's just not what we do. Almost all of our resources are being funneled into more and more science vessels and more construction vessels. We are grabbing absolutely everything we can. And we've also found a ruined coordination center, which I definitely want, since we're probably going to go down the route of Megastructures. There is definitely an alien species, though, nearby here, so Yeah, really hoping for that as well. Now, the only way we can claim space from enemies is if they go to war with us, and then we're in a defensive war, we can then put down claims for the end of that war. So, Interstellar Dominion will be useful for claims if I can trick them into fighting me. I'm actually going down the route of supremacy, though. I'm going to want really strong bastions, and I'm going to want my ships to be powerful quite quickly. Which should be okay, although our tech's pretty rubbish. We're kind of going for more alloys at the moment, so yeah, economy, yay. Titanic life, and because we're xenophobes, study them, harvest them, and see if anything is useful. Turns out they're delicious.
Situation log updated.
Oh, sorry, Titanic life. Plus 30% food in this world, and you get a Titan Hunt job every 30 population.
System survey complete. Anomaly found.
I forgot what that gives you. I think it's just a load of food, nothing else. Food, I'll have to check in a second. I'll come back to you in a moment. So yeah, nothing really much has been happening. We found a hive mind over here. We've built our bastion, which we really need to upgrade soon. Trying to find the strike craft, which did pop up earlier, but I was doing other things. There goes sell some of that. And just expanding as fast as I can. Loads of science vessels. I'm hoping to get the precursor stuff done as well. I've got 4 out of 5, I believe. Sorry, 4 out of 6, I believe. Yeah, which is good. And we do have a feral world already, so we are collecting a lot of gas, which I can sell every month, which is wonderful because that's worth a lot of energy. And I'm starting to build up my fleets as well.
System survey complete.
Because as soon as supremacy is finished, then we're probably going to look to be a little bit more aggressive. I really do want to start being aggressive
We have
early.
claimed a new world for our people.
Ooh, free energy. Lovely. So a Titan Hunter gives you, whoa, loads of food and a fair chunk of trade value. Well, that's rather beautiful. Funnily enough, absolutely everyone hates us. It's almost like we are highly elitist, xenophobic isolationists. Weird. Well, I do love those extra bits of resources at the moment, so we're kind of going at absolute full speed ahead. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 construction vessels, which are constantly at work. We are much, much larger than all the other empires. I don't know which ones of these will have been advanced starts, and some of them should have been at this point, but we are just expanding rapidly, which is allowing our economy to just skyrocket because we're not mining anything. I think I have like... yeah, from jobs. Only 16 of these minerals come from jobs. 176 come from our stations, and that's just expanding and expanding. Our money is coming from selling things, which we're creating, and we are making lots of alloys and consumer goods. We even have not a particularly scary fleet at the moment, only 1,000, but that coupled with some nasty bastions because we are in supremacy. We're doing okay. We're not really able to be attacked at the moment while we continue to expand. Look at all this lovely space over here. I think we can get through here. We'll have to make a bastion there and there. Things are going very well. It's been a very chill first 30 years. Well, I think that's pretty much it. So this is the final look of our empire. We are going to be able to grab this sector down here, but this is our borders. A bit of a mess. Choke points weren't perfect, but not bad either. Really want to go after the Confederation first, probably just because they are kind of in the way, but yeah, that's it. If someone else declares war on us, that'll be even better, because then I can put down some claims, but that's unlikely because we are kind of strong. If we were a bit weaker, we could fool them into attacking us, but we're not. We need to clear out these areas, though, with these small drones. So I think I'll do that, and never know, maybe I'll lose enough corvettes that someone will attack me. So many missed shots. Oh, I just thought the drones I'm killing currently have the cutting lasers, which are actually really good early game. Because they do a significant... okay, so go there first now. They do a significant extra damage to the hull. And I think armor as well, but they're utterly dreadful versus shields. But against a lot of the starter stuff, you tend to have more hull than everything else anyway. I mean, look at mine. Seriously, I have 0 shields? What is this auto design? Sure, I'll change that in a second. But yeah, you tend to have way more hull anyway, so having such a huge bonus for us, that is pretty good. The same goes for stations. A lot of the time, a station will be, look at that, just so much hull. Okay, you have 0 shields because there's a environmental hazard, yeah, so Still, you get the point. It's a pretty good weapon, and it's a fun one as well, so I'll be going on that. No way I can clear you, I think. You're all big and scary. I could deal with you as well. Deal with you, and then deal with you. I'll probably lose quite a few corvettes in the process. Wait, did I lose no corvettes in that fight? Weird. The corvettes are now finishing just pretty much everything off, and I'm actually researching cruisers already. So the cruisers are going to be when I start attacking. Since I do have the amoeba strike craft, I'm actually very strong with cruisers right now this early in the game, so I'm going to build a full fleet of those to go with the corvettes, and then we're either going to attack the Pact or the Confederation, both of which are kind of the main reason why I had to stop expanding, so I'm kind of salty about that. So naturally, they're the first we're going to abduct horribly. I've also been building a lot of robots. I like robots. Oh, the Pact is making claims on us. Come on, attack us. We're so weak. We're pacifists. We're frail. Attack us. Try and punch us. Try and hit us. Go on. Go on. Do it. The Amoeba Hida Core. So which is better out of the rank 2s? I remember people doing tests a long time ago, and the Amoeba tended to do very well. They do have less accuracy and far less tracking than the regular strike craft, but they do significantly more damage. 40 per second rather than 31. Is that per second? Well, the damage, you get the point either way. Speed, they're actually a bit slower as well. That's interesting, so I'll get to the target a bit slower. Are the flagella better? I think they were. Either way, I am going to use them because I find them fun, so that's the main thing there, really. This is a very weird build for a cruiser, but I don't care because that's what I want. Well, that's nice. Psionic theory quite early. That's potentially because we have a maniacal leader, which I believe does increase the chance of all rare techs. Do I want to go Psychic, though? I actually don't know what I'm going with this. Maybe I'll go Psychic because our leader is Psychic. Is Spiritualist, I should say. Oh, which actually does mean that the species itself are Psychic. Can I have a look at the worlds? Nope, they're too secretive for that. Also, I can now go ahead and grab another Civic. Don't really know what I want to go with here, honestly. Police state would be interesting, giving us more stability, especially since we're about to start getting loads of owned populations, which, if we don't control, yeah, that can really hurt the stability of planets. Yeah, I think police state just makes sense for the lore as well. We are kind of all over the place, like we're pacifists, but we're aggressive and everything else, and this is definitely an empire which has been messed with horribly by the Fallen Empire, brainwashed and everything else, so they're just loads of clashing ideals. So I think police state would work. Yeah, police state with egalitarian. It's all a facade. It's a broken, foul empire which is rotten at the core. I'm bored of waiting, and honestly, I'm sure our Overlord is as well. The Pact is our first target because it's currently at war as well, so yeah. Oh, although they don't have many worlds, which not happy with that. Less worlds equals less things for me to steal from. Man, you're annoying as well, but you have loads of worlds. And you're adorable! You make good little workers. Oh, yes you would. Oh, look at you waving at us so cutely. You're a rock. Ooh, you're a rock. That means you can go on any world. But first we'd have to deal with these fellows. Okay, Pact first, because Pact is weak, then straight after the Confederation, then straight after the Compact. I feel like at this point we are actually incredibly powerful, and that's just going to continue to snowball at this point, so we can probably just go to war, then go to war, then go to war, and just have continuous fighting. One of our factions won't be happy with it, but we're a confusing people. We just do confusing things. So there we are, we have our little baby amoebas. And our Corvette, everything else, now at war with the Pact. So we're just going to go straight for their capital. There's nothing else to it, really. I can't see another one of their worlds, and I want their population, so let the abductions begin! When we get there, so in a little while. Ooh, who else? Confederation, yes! Look, we're fighting someone else! Now's the time to attack us. Probably shouldn't keep on making craft if I actually want them to attack me, but at the same time, I really, really like cruisers. I don't know why either. I like cruisers more than battleships. Oh, yes! Worlds, good.
System survey complete.
Ooh, we see everything now. Wait. Our Overlord is attacking the Confederation? You're doing what now? Oh, you are doomed! That's a fallen empire!
A new technology.
Oh, Daddy's on his way! And he has lasers! Yes, that wormhole goes through our territory!
Updated.
So it is a Scion thing. I mean, that makes complete sense. Wait, are they actually going to... Are they going to help us versus the Pact? They're going odd ways. No, we have to go that way to fight the Confederation. It'd be way too overpowered if I could just declare war on someone, then the Overlord joins me. That is glorious.
We have
The Confederation already gave up. Oh wait, no, that means I can't go to war for Oh, Overlord. Okay, the Overlord's actually stopped me from going to war for a while. That's very irritating. So many empires have the same colour scheme. Okay, you're both in the Federation, so that makes sense. You're not, though, just coincidence. Oh yeah, gotta make sure that your species isn't on the... No, you're all own pops. Yeah, because if you have them as undesirables, you don't actually collect them. It'll just take a while until there's enough devastation. There we go. And we have our very first own population now on Kiso Prime. Which is you. Okay, so what do you like? Ah, tropical. That's rubbish. Our population's already like tropical, so... On the upside, all of our worlds are going to be good for you, but still. So what do we want from you? We could have you as indentured servitude. You can work as specialists as well, so we can get everything up and running faster. We can keep you as you are, giving us plus 10% resource. Or we could have you as domestic, giving us extra amenities. Or livestock, because you look good in a soup. So, we now have so many of these things. We have 184. Oh no, that's galaxy. I was going to say, no way. We have 58. That makes more sense. We really need to change what they are currently. We could actually make them residents. That wouldn't be terrible. If they're residents, they can also have utopian abundance and everything else, yada yada. That would be great. Or we could make them domestic servitude or indentured. Because the problem is now, although they are giving us loads of energy and minerals, we have so many, we just don't have the basic jobs to support them. And actually, they're traditional and intelligent. They're surprisingly good. There's actually a very good species. They're wasteful, which is annoying, but if they're own populations, well, consumer good upkeep isn't really a problem. Indentured, sure.
We have mastered a new technology.
That should fix a lot of our problems. We definitely need more fleets, though, for the next war, because currently it's just taking way too long to collect all these populations. We could status quo, but I would like to win. Actually, we could status quo and always come back later, let them regrow and then harvest them again. And again. And again. We have now got the First League headquarters, which is this lovely relic world. Also gives us loads more unity, so now we have harmony finished. I'm thinking the flesh is weak, and here's the reason why. If we go with the flesh is weak, and then we go with synth ascension, it means we can turn all the people we're stealing into synthetics as well. We are kind of unifying everything into this one subservient species for the spiritualists. Now, they don't like machines, but it makes sense for us to serve them, though. We are bringing utopia. We will all serve in one blob. Essentially, we're going to be one thing. The flesh is weak! Sadly, forced peace is now in effect. Okay, you two, let's move down here right now. Very soon we can go to war once again, these fellows, and that's exactly what I want. Okay, now for edicts. Really should have done this earlier. I want peace festivals for extra happiness that'll even affect our own pops, which is actually quite nice. And I might go with the extra research because that's awesome, or more pop growth. Nope, extra research, it's going to cost a fortune in energy, but plus 10% research is always nice. Oh, good, we're now on 2K tech. Not like stupidly good, but very nice still. I just thought, actually, my original plan was to bring everyone into the fold. What if, once we become synthetic, we have an uprising against the Protectors? They're already going to be upset with us being cyborgs, although we are about to be the Chosen, since we found the ancient tomb. We could control the galaxy and then fight all of the galaxy members at once in one glorious galactic war. Oh, but I do like the idea of bringing them all into the fold and having that as the end of the galaxy. One of the fallen empires actually wins for once. I don't know. So, our overlords didn't particularly like that, but they didn't care too much. Just minus 40. They have plus 100 just for us being a scion, plus 100 on trust, plus 100 on improved relations. Overall, they rather like us still. But now, we can go to all of these worlds nice and easy. Look at that 70% we have adaptive, bioadaptability, and cybernetic. So that's a lot of worlds we just got access to. A few 50% here and there, because we do actually have quite a few tomb worlds in our territory, but still. Actually, over here we have loads of... Oh, we have loads of worlds. Oh, definitely the right choice. 152% the right choice. Maybe I'll just stick with cyborgs, though. If we're going to go with the Scion route, I would love to go down the route of synthetic. It's my favourite of all the different... Ascensions, but I don't know if it works with the lore. Though I'm not really going for a lore run this time. It's not really an RP run. I'm just going with the whole aggressive pacifist, which is fun. I don't know. So I just declared a double war because they're kind of in the way. Currently the Compact, this rather small empire of the Lithoids, is currently attacking the Confederation as well. So naturally, I'm going to go after both of them. Now, I don't really have enough fleet power to deal with everything they have. Oh, no, I really don't. But, yeah, otherwise their stations would literally get in our way right now, which obviously is not what I want, so I'm going to go after them first. Ooh, they have a relic world. Oh, if only I could make claims. Managed to lose one of the smaller fleets, but don't you worry, we have some cruisers over here, about to begin to bombard the home world of the Confederation, and over here, we now have ground forces also following, so we can actually win one of these wars and bring them into the fold, and let them be illuminated by our most glorious overlords. Or maybe by us, I'm still mulling over whether I want to be, independent or a loyal, willing
We have mastered
minion.
a new technology.
Oh look, a homeworld. Golly gee, that's a lot of people. The speed in which we're getting new populations is starting to become a little bit overwhelming.
We have mastered a new technology.
Oh dear. They're just gonna grab that world back. That's fine. I'll take it again in a second. Beautiful. We've got Mega Engineering now on its way. In addition to that, I just got all of the synth stuff, which means cybernetic evolution is now an option. What does Project Utopia do? Does it evolve from what it is currently and revolt against its leaders, perhaps removing the shackles of this fake pacifism which has been forced upon us, this facade, which clearly we're not even really sticking to? Or do we stick and remain loyal? Although we have gone against their original plans of what we should be, becoming synthetic, which obviously is something I don't like, we are going to unify the galaxy in their name. Although I will steal lots of populations from each of these empires to fuel ourselves, after they follow the leader, after they follow the protectors, they are then free to reproduce. I will never be able to go to war with them again. I am simply the administrator of the galaxy. And its defender. I think synthetic and follow the spiritualists is the way I'm going to go, because I have done this before when I rebelled, and I have done it where I just allowed all the other empires to fall. I think it's what I'm going to do. Okay, so, yeah, you land there, and then I will go like this, and snake my way back to here, and then begin bombarding once again. Sadly, some of the enemies went behind my fleets and took all this back, so all that's got a lot slower. Over here, though, we have just took the capital of the other empire. Oh, I didn't even realise we was at war with the other... Which other empire? Who are you? Yeah, you. Oh! Oh, no wonder you managed to get past us and actually destroy a fleet. I've been fighting both of you thinking you're one. That's just annoying. Can empires stop doing this every single run? The Grey Tempest have just been unleashed on the galaxy once again. I have seen the Grey Tempest so many times now, I'm getting rather sick of it just for the sake of boredom. Look, you're scary, we get it. Oh, our stations aren't that strong, but our fleets are okay. Go here, bolster that, and yeah, we should be fine against it. I guess I'm going to have to deal with that after this war. Yeah, the second this war's over, we're going to actually crush the Grey Tempest. That's our new goal. Oh, that's going to slow us down majorly. Who opened that? Also, our very first habitat is now fully active, which is lovely to see, because we are going to probably use a lot of them for trade value, since we are using that for consumer goods, which is being consumed by the utopian abundance that is our main species. You know what? Yep, more tech. We're already on 4K, which is lovely to see as well. This is actually a new recording session, so I'm going to be honest, last 5 minutes I was looking at everything and thinking, oh look, Tempest, Tempest, Tempest. Everything's looking worse than I remember, I swear. Now, we definitely want Eternal Vigilance, but I also really want Synthetic Evolution as soon as possible, so I don't know which to choose. On the upside, Synthetic Evolution means we are incredibly powerful, incredibly quickly, increasing all of our resources and making our Nihilistic Acquisition even more powerful, essentially stealing synths. But also, Eternal Vigilance means that our citadels become basically impossible to get past, even by the Tempest. Probably will go with the synth option, but I don't know. We have won our first war. They have been brought into the fold. They are now also a scion under the Protectors. I wonder if that means they're going to like us over time. I really don't know. You know what? I'm actually going to open borders to you now, though. Now you're a scion. And do I attack you as well? We're pretty close to full war exhaustion. You're going over here. Honestly, I think I might as well just bombard the world here. I doubt I'll get a victory, even if I try, but I'll try still. You just bombard and I'll attack this empire. Ah, it's really annoying. Okay, go there, then down, and towards one of their worlds. You follow along. Meanwhile, still spending a lot of alloys trying to support over here. To best serve our Overlord, we will become metal perfection. If they choose to hate us for this, then perhaps our empire will awaken and realise the Overlords are not all that benevolent, and not all that kind, and not all that other words for kind and benevolent. I'm very tired at the moment. I mean, really, look at it this way. We're turning other empires into synths for our empire. We're leaving their empire to grow afterwards, back as organic as the Spiritualist wants. But everyone who joins our empire, the powerhouse, really, of the Fallen Empire, will now think the same. Will have complete control of their thoughts, their actions, and everything else to serve the Overlord. This is what we think they want. If they become particularly hostile because of this, then we will potentially rebel. Well, it turns out the enemy are actually pretty powerful, and we are now having to run away.
One of our spaceports has been lost.
So we'll retreat back to this world. Our citadels will still be able to hold them out quite easily. Ooh, no! Jump drive! We don't want... Okay, so... Lathrix, why don't you want the jump drive? Well, because the jump drive makes it so the Unbidden can arrive before the endgame crisis date, potentially. I've fought the Unbidden way too many times lately, I don't want to see them again. But also, early. I don't want that. I really don't want that at all. You're being mean by being kind here. We destroyed that world. Again, so with orbital bombardment, it says very clearly it will not abduct the last population, but I keep on seemingly destroying these worlds and taking all of their population. Now, sadly, we are about to have to status quo. Oh! What's going on here? I thought you had this space. Did a Tempest come through? What's a Husk Squadron? I'm guessing it's your fleet? Yeah. I honestly don't know what's going on there. Maybe it was the Tempest. Is there an L-Gate nearby? No? Oh, maybe a Wraith. The Wraith could have went through. I haven't seen a Wraith in ages. That's a weird crisis, mini-crisis, mini-event, enemy thing. Don't really know. Suppose I might as well status quo at this point. We've got both of their worlds, so... Surely... Oh no, is this a world here? Okay, let's go to their last world then we'll land there, then when we status quo, what will happen is we will basically be able to wipe out the old empire, and the new empire, which is a scion, will be born. The synthetic age. At last, the flesh cages that imprisoned us have been purged, and the neural patterns of our citizens have all been uploaded into new synthetic units. Disease, aging, and all other wellsprings of misery associated with an organic existence are now things of the past. Future historians will no doubt refer to this as the beginning of a new age of our civilization, and perhaps for the entire galaxy. Since we have shed our former organic identity, it is only appropriate that we come up with a new name for our forms. I'm just gonna go back to calling us Alpha Subject, honestly. So in a way I'm going back, yeah, but still. So how many of our species were converted? So obviously all of the main species were converted. Good, so we still have a lot of the other empire. Wait, I thought the default was... Whoops-a-daisy. That's kind of what we want, though. We do want to assimilate some species, like I am gonna start assimilating you, since we have so many. But others, I do want to stay around, because then they can have growth on the planet. Yeah, you know that you're not happy with us. That yours was a depraved species was not unknown to us, but your latest act of insanity has surpassed even our darkest fears. Yeah, we know you don't like us for that, but do you still love us? Yeah, you still love us, okay. Yeah, only minus 60, but they give us 100 trust, 150 for being the Chosen, 100 for being their scion. They still love us and are still trying to improve our relations. They just don't approve of this one act. Oh, yep, up to 5k research now, and loads of excess food. Who would have thought now we're not eating food? What we need to do, though, is upgrade our species. So, I want more research, I want more of us, and... You know what? Maybe, faster experience gain, gonna go in the opposite of the old version. Having efficient processors would be nice, but that would require some negatives. High bandwidth? Then we have efficient processors, giving us plus 5% to everything. And I want to look like... I'm kind of partial to just the default, honestly, but we are meant to be like a fungus. Actually, what do you look like? Yeah, you're a fungus, and that's the default fungus one, apparently, so I probably should just keep it as it is. No, we're going with you. I don't know why, just like them, just the standard. Oh, even better, look, we have 8 of them, which for some reason escaped the assimilation process. So because of that, yep, we're still growing the Alpha Subject, the standard, on every single world. Wonderful. Okay, getting ready to build our battleships. Yeah, stick with the carrier core. Probably going to move to the advanced strike craft now, I imagine. Both do about the same damage, but these are way faster, which is nice against combat faster. They have higher evasion, they have higher tracking, higher accuracy. Yeah, we're definitely going with the advanced from now on. Which is kind of a shame, because I do absolutely adore the amoeba, since that is something different, but yeah, this is definitely the best option here. Okay, for now, we'll just stick with that. Let's go with artillery. And... Wait, how do we only have rank 1 reactor booster? Well, that's a problem. Should I give them the jump drives? Probably should at this point. I don't think it's how many have the jump drive. I think it's how many... Well, if you just have it researched, yes or no. I can't bother to do the math right now since we'll be changing this later. Don't worry, I'll min-max the shield and everything later. Yeah, let's go with the plasma cannons since I like them, and mix in the flak. There we are. So that'll be our battleship for now. I'll be changing it probably fairly soon anyway. We are currently building a science nexus, though I am trying to save up 15,000 because I really want to build... Where is it? We have a ruined megastructure and I am blind. There we are. That costs 15,000. But that will go all the way to its max stage when it's finished rather than just stage 1. Well, let's see if this works. It might not. I think because it's status quo. It still leaves them with one world, which is kind of annoying, but... yeah, so they are left with that world there, though there is now a new empire. So we've just kind of broken them up. Yeah, we weren't going to get victory with that, sadly. Oh, because the borders are shut, I just had all my ships bounced around. So what I've done there is just annoyed them, and kind of broken up the empire. At least it means next time will be far easier, since this new empire won't have the defensive pact of the old one, and generally speaking, it's going to be a bit easier to take out. Plus, I want to see if I can just destroy an empire, because like I said, it seems like you can steal the last population on the world, leaving it barren. Well, no longer a colony. Can I just kill an empire by stealing everything? Well, that looks horrible. Lost a few ships, but yeah, combined with the Citadel, didn't really stand a chance. Good to know, we now are completely safe from the enemy. And you, jump there, I want to research that. I wonder what the debris will even give us from the old Tempest. Well, this is annoying. They want our best researcher, a rank 7 with Spark of Genius. And expertise computing. It shall be done, O Lords. For now. Here's hoping they reward us for that in the future, because that was pretty brutal, honestly. Okay, there we go. I've got another good researcher to replace her, but that level, though, kind of annoying. Neutronium materials, regenerative hull tissue, and a little bit of stored research is what you get. Oh, that's good. Helped to finish off that, so that's what you get from the debris from the Tempest. Also, Collective, you are not doing very well. Neither is the Pact. Oh, actually, I think you finally defeated the single fleet. Well, I did want to do some science to find out if you could steal every single population. I have this 20k fleet here, which, though not ready to fight against the Tempest, could do some science.
We have declared war on the wretched
Let's find out. One of our worlds just became a Gaia world. Ooh, a mineral Gaia world, even better. Of course, now we have one more Ascension perk, we're going with Master Builders. Since I don't want to go with Megastructures as soon as possible, I really do need to start making some more Forge worlds and actually getting them up and running properly. We have loads of energy and everything else now that our economy is coming back online properly. But yes, I need to upgrade these foundries, because when they're upgraded, it means your alloy producing jobs produce more alloys, which is obviously very, very good. I didn't actually know the Scion Fallen Empire could wake up. But apparently it can. And I'm not, although I'm on their side, I am their minion, I'm not suffering from the negatives, which normally accompany being their minion, which is like, I believe the research Fallen Empire will take like 30% of your research each month, the militarist one wants navy capacity and stuff or something like that. I don't get that, but they're now going to go to war with the galaxy. It began as a subtle shift. Oh, we can actually have a true victory for the Awakened Empire. The last time I played as the Scion, they didn't awaken, so I was just, well, I took most of the galaxy for the Fallen Empire, but that didn't really matter too much, and I wasn't being as aggressive as I am now. This is awesome. This is actually fantastic. We are loyal to the end. Glory to the Lashaks. Or whatever you call them. Glory to the Zealots. It began as a subtle shift in Lachak's behaviour. Scattered reports of their ships, once rarely seen outside their own space, now being spotted in remote systems all across the galaxy. Highly advanced scouting vessels visiting ancient ruined worlds, refusing all hails, and fleeing when attacked. Their purpose and mission unknown. Until now. We now know that the Lachaks were preparing, recovering the databanks of survey beacons and automated scouting posts left behind when they retreated to their present borders, gathering information for their return to the galactic stage. In Lachak space, fleets are gathering, armies are being mustered, and ancient factories roar to life. For the first time in an age, the Zealots are looking outwards beyond their borders and towards the galaxy at large, as their decaying shipyards are repaired and refitted for the dormant systems systems, and the dormant systems of Titan Foundries come online, the rest of the galaxy is left with only one question. Who will this once sleeping giant target first in their quest to reclaim age-old glory lost? Now you may be wondering to yourself, Lathrix, you're dyslexic, how did you mostly read that without too many mistakes? That was my, 20th attempt. But I got there in the end, and that's the important thing. Giants in a playground. Our parents are awake now, and they are angry. Yeah, it doesn't seem like ancient rivals. Oh, instantly! The regulators. Keep to yourselves. Oh, hopefully the war in heaven doesn't start straight away. I would like to try and get more on the side of our Overlord. Where is that fellow anyway? Is it you? There they are. Oh, pretty far away from us, because obviously we really want to help. Instantly making a Dominion out of the Mandate. Fantastic. Okay, the war in heaven is beginning. It's not up to us to decide. So now it is the regulators versus the zealots, and it seems like a lot of people just joined with the zealots. Wow, loads of them did. Well done. I'm glad you all understand. I also like that you are a vassal, you're under dominion, but we're not. We're still just a scion. They created and love us. They don't love you as much, apparently. The League of Non-Allied Powers. Non-aligned powers, I should say, so I'll be you. Ooh, looks like not many sided with the regulators, or at least not as many as I thought would. So you have, and a couple near me. Right now, though, I am actually making a move to try and deal with the Tempest. At least what I'm trying to do is go to the L gates here. We only have 2 L gates in this area, and I'm going to put down bastions there so they can't get into our territory. Then I'll probably try and help out my Overlord. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because I'm a good vassal. I'm a good scion.
System survey complete.
Okay, they can't really break in anyway. Already have citadels, but let's just start attacking anywhere we can. Steal populations. This is going to be a long war, and we have loads of populations to steal. We're going to be very powerful at the end of this. Oh, I didn't realize that. Because it's the war in heaven, I can just take territory as I go into them. So I take territory, get to a world, completely siphon it of its population, move on, over and over again. Did this happen in the previous full playthrough as a Scion? You know what, I actually may have, but yeah, love it, absolutely love it.
We have mastered a new technology.
So right now, my forces are being spread pretty thin, but we are attacking pretty much everywhere. We have fleets going over here to the Autocracy. We have a fleet which is about to jump using the L-Gate over here against the Empire. Over here, we have 2 fleets which are attacking the Incorporated, which the Zealots are now meeting us, so that's going to be ours pretty quickly. I'm obviously not yet going for the Regulators because, well, they are the Awakened Empire and some of their fleets are really, really scary. Though it does seem like they are splitting up their fleets a lot. So is our Overlord. As you can see, there's a lot of fleets of just like 1 or 2 ships. They do still have their killer fleets of 200,000 here and there, but yeah, lots of splitting up. I think it's just to try and cover as much ground as possible. Definitely not the AI I'm used to. Normally, it just stays as one giant fleet, which is actually easier to deal with because, well, you just dodge them and keep grabbing stuff from them. I'm curious how StarNet AI, or the next mod I use, will change things like this. Overall, though, I am fairly confident that the Zealots are going to win this. They have more allies than the other 2, and of course, we're on their side, and we're just lovely. The war in heaven so far has been incredibly good for us. We have some new worlds over here because the Zealots simply landed their forces on these worlds, and because they're on my borders, they're now mine. I have stole countless populations, and I'm now realizing this area desperately needs some trade value being collected. The thing is, well, I still don't have gateways, which makes that incredibly annoying. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so even changing that wouldn't really work. I do still want to keep my citadels. I actually have too many star bases as well. A lot of little problems, but these are all problems because I'm expanding too quickly and getting too much stuff. It's not the biggest and worst problem to have, really. A little while later, and one really annoying thing is the Tempest. Yeah, they keep on coming through the L gates, though we are defending this one and building up our citadel. This one was actually destroyed. They can't get past this main citadel over here, though, so occasionally, thankfully, they keep on kind of going towards it, being killed. But then, of course, another fleet takes its place over time. I still haven't taken control of the L gate because of the whole War in Heaven thing, and honestly, for the most part, except for over here, the Tempest are kind of in our favour. They're clearing out loads of bits of space, like over here, which I'm just claiming myself and grabbing absolutely everything. There's going to be a lot of resources flowing into our coffers very soon. So, in general, the Tempest has been a force of good for me. Also, over here, I noticed something very interesting. There is a ruined Science Nexus, one of the Megastructures. So I've claimed the system, because apparently I can do that in the War in Heaven, because it's not an aggressive war from me. Surprised by that. Of course, this is a weird type of war, it's basically claiming everything we grab, but because this is bordering the Zealots and everything else, and the Assemblers, I think if I didn't make this claim, I wouldn't get it, but now I think I will get it. We'll see. I've sent several fleets to try and grab it as soon as possible, because, well, I want another Science Nexus. Having 2 of them up and running would be amazing. Our economy is crumbling because of the sheer influx of people and worlds, but at the same time, we're doing the will of our benefactors. So the Pact now owes this. Yeah, there's been quite a few claims from the other empires around here, but that's fine. We actually managed to get ourselves a Gaia world, which is this one. There we are. So we have a Gaia world, which is great. About to grab this world for our ally as well, so the Pact is back up and running. Oh, nope, they are actually under attack. Do we have 2 fleets here? Okay, yeah, once you're done playing around with them, could you please go and actually help out the Pact in their homeworld? That would be great. Well, the worlds I have left after I attacked them earlier. It's a very weird alliance we've currently got, okay? Our first 2 gateways are about to be created. There we go. In 900 days, that one and that one will be active, which will connect to our trade hub, which means all of this section over here will then start feeding us trade value, and it also means we can start moving around our empire a lot easier. I'm also going to put down a gateway over here. In fact, I don't even need to, so activate that gateway. I'll put a gateway over here as well, grabbing this trade value, and that just means we can jump around Project Utopia nice and easily, and, you know, more money. Also a lot of consumer goods. Because we have Utopian abundance on our main species, it means we're using up a lot of consumer goods. That's why my trade value is going into consumer goods and energy, rather than just energy. Otherwise, we'd have loads of spare energy.
We have mastered a new technology.
But we're being very nice to our robots. Oh, look! It's bigger and angrier now. I'm never going to send you into a fight. You're too precious. The claim worked. This Science Nexus is under our control. Once we have 15,000 alloys, I'll start reconstructing that. We're already reconstructing, well, constructing the one over here, and it's about to reach stage 2, giving us a bonus to our research speed. Oh, that's nasty. Okay, so the regulators are sending in a Colossus to start doing some very nasty things, shielding the worlds. Well, on the upside, it isn't killing everyone in there, but at the same time, they're no longer going to be able to see out or go to the galaxy at large. We're currently heading towards them, plus we have some forces from our Overlords here. Yeah, at this point, it looks like the Zealots are just going to win outright. We're also sending in a 100k fleet to finally take over the L Gate. Certainly took a long time, but with the War in Heaven, obviously, we've been very, very, very distracted. Actually, can you follow the 100k fleet? That'd be great.
One of our spaceports is under attack.
So much micromanaging at the moment, probably very little footage. I was focusing on other things. Why are... It seems like there's just no one here. I'm fairly certain that I wouldn't be able to take out their main system right now, but we're going to give it a shot anyway, because why not? If I lose this fleet, I'll just remake it.
Construction complete.
Don't really need it right now for the War in Heaven, because, yeah, it looks like there's just... There must have been clashes between the Zealots and the Regulators early on, which I didn't see, because I've found like one of the big scary fleets, and that's it. And I have been looking now, so I know that they have the potential, the big scary fleets, there's just not many of them. Look, big scary fleet. Maybe I should keep it around then, that fleet, rather than just throwing it at the Tempest. Hard to say. There's a chance we'll win, but probably won't. You know what? No, yeah. For now, you just stay here until I have at least one more 100k fleet. Then we'll go after the Tempest proper. So it turns out this Empire also has a ruined Dyson Sphere, so naturally we've claimed that system as well. Project Utopia is going to have a chunk over here, and that's going to be a serious powerhouse for us. We're getting close to total victory now. With those two staying here, we should now be completely safe from the Tempest. In fact, so much so, Cupids go over there so we can grab the system properly. And yeah, I mean, once we have that sorted, we can convert these. I'll probably still keep these actually as bastions, but I am going to turn some of my bastions into anchorages because we do need more navy supply. Starting to build a gateway here. New fleets are coming up. Yeah, we are seriously snowballing now. Not really scared of the Fallen Empire. The Endgame Crisis. The Horizon Signal. I mean, that's pretty light for this. What if this time we kill the worm? We already have an Overlord. A spiritual Overlord. I'm gonna summon and destroy the worm. Oh, looks like our Overlords are a bit more evil than the enemy. That was a neutron sweep destroying all life on this world. Well then. I'm finally uplifting the species we have in our empire so I can get back to maximum influence, because I am grabbing every single system I can, which is actually rather expensive influence-wise, it turns out. I really need more construction vessels so I can also get all the resources from space. Right now I'm just making sure I actually have the systems, but yeah, I definitely need more construction vessels just to get the minerals and energy and research from all these systems. Okay, you're building a construction site there, so if you can just jump here, move there, I'll send a scientist in a second. I want everything to be this lovely, lovely blue. Okay, I've made 2 construction vessels over here because I need to build a gateway. Yeah, having a gateway here would be fantastic. It means I can teleport halfway around the galaxy just easily. Especially to defend the Dyson Sphere and the Science Nexus when the Endgame Crisis eventually arrives. I'm really hoping it's not the Unbidden. I've just seen them so many times now, I am really sick of them. That was a Fallen Empire ship. Yeah, okay. I thought that was the, well, yeah, I thought that was the Tempest, but no, it was the Fallen Empire, and that is really important, because what that means is that now we're going to have access to all of the Fallen Empire tech. So far, I haven't actually managed to find one of their debris. I don't know how, but no, this one. This one first. Whee! Yeah, we kind of... Yeah, we're set up to mildly counter them already, just we ignore shields and such for the most part, which is great. Surprising lack of damage, though. It was only... No, it was 8 battlecruisers. Why are you so weak? Oh, you are terrible versus shields as well. Okay, never mind then. We're actually countering them a lot more than I thought I was. I'm okay with that. Okay, now, do we save up one more... Do we save up 1,000 more alloys so that we can begin construction of the Dyson Sphere, or do I get the Science Nexus to its next stage over here? Ultimately, the faster we get research, the better off we're going to be, whereas the economy, anytime we get it, it's going to be good, so... Yeah, I want as many repeatables done as possible before the Endgame Crisis, so we didn't do that, and we're also going to grab this, increasing our megastructure build speed by an additional 50%. Clicked the wrong one then. Okay, so I think I've got all the dark matter stuff sorted. We have the dark matter reactors, we have the jump drives, the dark matter thrusters, the deflectors. And that's about it. So, is this going to be the final design? Probably yes. We're going for an energy damage and strikecraft damage build, because this tends to be good versus pretty much everything to some extent. With the arc emitter and the strikecraft, that's really good versus the unbidden. It's okay versus the Scourge, though we'll probably swap over to the Lance, which of course is also an energy weapon, so that's great as well. And I think it's fine versus the Contingency, so I think this is a good all-round craft. Now, if I was specifically going after the Unbidden, we'd probably go with Kinetic, because overall, because of the damage bonuses, although it seems like just ignoring the shields would be better, with all the extra damage to shield and hull, it does stack up better against the Unbidden, but pure Kinetic is much worse versus the Scourge, who have loads of armor, than you have a negative there, so this is a very balanced build. The problem is we're not going to have much armor and shielding, because with physics, we're going to constantly have the extra energy weapon damage when we can. In fact, I'm going to do it now. And with engineering, we're constantly doing the extra strikecraft, so the armor and shields are going to be a little bit left by the wayside, but hopefully we can grab them later on once our tech continues to spiral. The Science Nexus has been fully restored. Lovely. So that's plus 15% research speed and 300 to all of our tech. The other Science Nexus is still building up. And we are also now building the Dyson Sphere, but the main thing this means now is I can finally go ahead and grab Galactic Wonders. And I guess Defender of the Galaxy is probably what we should do, or maybe Galactic Contender, giving us more damage to fallen empires and awakened empires, aka these fellas. Since we are now having a little bit of trouble, we found another one of their 100k fleets, and they have forced me out of the area. This also means if I do choose to turn on the Zealots, we're pretty much stronger than them. Though I would like Defender of the Galaxy. I like the idea of being the guardian of our overlords. You know what? I'm going to stay loyal this time. I'm going to stay loyal. It's going to be a victory for the Awakened Empire. That's our goal. We are their project. We are Project Utopia, after all.
We have mastered a new technology.
There we go. Omega alignment is now in place. So with that, what we can do is on Utopia, let's remove one of the admin parks, and we can put down... Where are you? There we are. The Omega alignment. After that, we can summon in the worm, and I think we have more than enough fleet power to take it out. I've even added some defense structures on our citadel here, just to make sure we don't lose it. Let's generate the entry point. No, we have brought it here to learn and, if need be, defeat it.
One of our spaceports is under attack.
Oh, it is so much weaker than I remember. Yeah, absolutely no chance. The worm shall be ended this day. The Shattered Loop. The worm came in through the boundary forces of space-time like a hungry predator or a jilted and furious lover, okay? It's still out there, and whatever it is, no doubt it's angry. But you have the incandescent shards of its avatar to hoard and to study as a cosmic trophy. Other empires will know what you have achieved today. So we get some science, we get some physics research, and we get the scales of the worm giving us plus 10% to our physics research speed, and when it's activated we get plus 20% research for 10 years, which is obviously fantastic. At the cost of minus 5 stability, but that is well worth it. A ruined mega shipyard. How much influence will that cost? Because I want it now. That cost... Perfect. Yep. Quickly survey that, because I want that. Yeah, just now. Building up all the ruined megastructures this run. Currently have the coordination center coming up. I am building a ring world. And that's going to be the third, which we can build at the same time. Now, my battleships are moving over here because we need to deal with this big fleet over there. I think that's now their final large fleet. The other one was defeated by the Awakened Zealots.
System
Also, all this was cleaned out by the Tempest, so now I'm going to claim it all for me.
System survey complete. We have mastered a new technology.
You are a false awakened empire.
Construction complete.
Our overlords were right to go to war with you. Ooh, well, we can now bombard.
We have claimed a new world for our people.
No, we should probably get you over here. Let's start dealing with their home territory now. We already have a small fleet there. Let's converge on their homeworld. Ooh, maybe I can make a claim on their homeworld. Oh, yes, please. That would be glorious. They have a science nexus. They have a science nexus! We're going to be so powerful. The coordination center has been restored. Which means we get plus 150 navy capacity, plus 6 star bases, plus 12 defense platforms, and plus 15% sublight speed. Can I build another one if I wanted to? Well, can't really tell because we don't have the influence. But at least now I can continue my ring world. Over here, the Dyson Sphere is almost finished. And the Mega Shipyard is at least started. Things are looking really good. The main fleets are now here. So we're about to start attacking their home systems. We've even grabbed one of their little colonies. The Mega Shipyard is also now fully operational, though it's kind of out of the way. It's still going to give us the plus 100% ship build speed, which of course is great, since now we are finally building up our fleets in preparation for the endgame crisis. Over here, bombardment's going well, our ground forces have all kind of came together, and actually, yeah, we can invade now, which we're going to do. So the archives are about to be ours, and we can instantly... Oh, apparently this has been cleared already from one of our allies. Thank you, Awakened Empire. Well, 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 our rivals. You will be assimilated into the collective. You will serve the overlords. The zealots will rule.
We have claimed
that, and honestly, there's just way too many of you, so this is a much easier way to deal with you all. Lovely. Those who will not submit to the overlords will be assimilated into the machine defense force, which serves them. Those who are too frail of body will be consumed for the xenomorphs. Their will be done. The overlords will own everything. We are their immortal servants.
Xenoland secured.
Beautiful. There's some pretty rubbish leaders. There we go. Okay, you're dealing with that, and you know what? I think it's about time we finally deal with the Tempest. Can all of you go here? Yeah, kind of forgot to deal with them. Gotta be honest, completely just forgot. We're almost there now. There's a few systems still owned by the regulators, but no worlds. That's just been taken out. Yeah, it's just the regulators themselves now. How many worlds do they have left? They have one over here, which is completely undefended, so I'll send my ground forces right now. Jump there, and aggressive. How about this? Okay, change of plan. Smaller fleet, go there and do that. You, on the other hand... I said you, on the other hand, stop. Go there. Grab that. You know what? I actually see us as a bit more lore-friendly than I originally thought. Not only are we able to control the minds of our people to better serve the zealots, we're doing what they would consider to be heinous, to become synths and everything else, because they wouldn't want to do that themselves, but I'm sure in their incredible intelligence and potentially millions of years of existence, they understand that the synthetic way is the way forward for so many reasons. Oh, did I just send you to your end? Yes, I did. Whoopsie daisy. Talking about being all smart and I'm sending half my fleets to their doom. What I was going to say is, though, it's the future, it's the way forward, it's the way to become a lot safer in this galaxy. We can continually improve our research faster than they can and everything else, so we're doing what they don't particularly want to do. Of course, they'll call us all sorts of horrible things, while still being incredibly friendly and continuing to fund us and everything else. We are oddly hypocritical, but we are the way forwards. Utopia will be reached. For all who remain. It is weird seeing Fallen Empire stuff fighting Fallen Empire stuff. Oh, they're actually gonna win! See, I didn't send them to their doom!
We have mastered a
Don't
new
be silly.
technology.
Doubt this world's gonna be easy to take, though. No, we have to wait for the xenomorphs to get ready again. I think this is their final world. If I'm wrong, well, let's go and find another one afterwards.
System survey complete.
The xenomorphs are so brutal. Kind of adore them. Lots of collateral damage and lots of morale damage. Who knows, this may have been some of your brethren merged into these things.
Xeno lair.
Is that it? Yes! Awakened Empire defeated. The war between the Ancients has ended with the destruction of one of the combatants, but not at the hands of their old rival. Whether it was due to the war weakening them or simply due to the strength of the younger races, the destruction of an elder empire at the hands of their supposed lessers has changed the situation considerably. Now the question remains, will the Zealots be able to avoid the fate that their ancient foe, of their ancient foe, or does this defeat signal a dawn of a new age of the galaxy? I mean, that's it, really.
We have mastered a new technology.
You could argue I've now won the game. At this point, we are getting tech at a silly rate and everything else. The whole galaxy is now friendly with us. The other fallen empires will never wake up. We can't declare war with them. Simple as that. So we're never going to go to war with them. And we are now about to take out the Grey Tempest, which shouldn't actually be all that difficult, though I do think I need a researcher here to guide us. Do that. And follow along. Well, that's curious. So we now have the small fleet event. Way later than I expected. Is it that one? Yeah, it's that one because it isn't the Pilgrims. That would have been so useful earlier, but now it's not really all that much. We're actually getting ready to finally take out the Tempest. Certainly took us long enough. I'm also now assimilating all the other species. We shall all be the alpha subject. We shall all serve our Overlord. Well, that's pretty quick. Yep, just the, there we are. Just the X weapon was more than enough to deal with everything. Also, our sentry array was just been finished off. It was one of the many ruined ones. So now we can start off with the Science Nexus, the other Science Nexus. And let's continue grabbing as much space as possible. So you can go here. And we'll send our scientists to continue surveying everything. Oh yeah, I need to clear up all the other fleets as well still. I might send in a second fleet to start dealing with stuff over here. Let's make the entire galaxy blue. We might be able to finish it, or at least get very close, before the endgame crisis. It depends how early the crisis is going to be. Hello, automated dreadnought. This should not take any time at all, really. There we go. That's not really all that much research, and I'm capped currently on energy, so I'll try and repair it. I think it requires a construction vessel. This one down here is building the matter decompressor. You are doing nothing, though. Yeah, okay, you get over there, and let's make ourselves a dreadnought. Over here, I'm claiming as many systems as possible. We have just run out of influence, though, for a short while, so I'll just start finally picking up all this extra energy. I'm building a gateway over at the Mega Shipyard. It turns out you can't build another one once you've repaired one. If you'd already built one, you could then repair one. That's how you can have more than one. I did that in the wrong order, so we just have the one Mega Shipyard. So obviously, I want it attached to the rest of my empire. So I'm building the gateway with it. And then I'll probably put a citadel on top later. Building up my fleet, waiting for the endgame crisis. We have 9 years until it can arrive, although there's a chance it'll arrive earlier if it is the Unbidden. I'm hoping it's not, just because I've seen the Unbidden so very many times. I don't want to see them again, you know? It's boring at this point. Though I am hoping the Crisis is early still, like, the first time it can be here, I would like it to be here. Even the Ancients will serve the Overlord in time. Oh good, you do have a jump drive. Slightly bad thrusters though, so you will slow down a group you're with. You're going to be a trophy. I'm going to send you over to the home world of the Zealots as a gift. To the Celestial Throne. In all of our worlds now we have essentially two species. We have the Alpha Subject, and then we have these fellows from far earlier, because they were assimilated into cyborgs, but they were spared from the full assimilation into our synthetic perfection. So because of that, they are now our only non-synth growth on all of our worlds. They are cyborgs, which means they have insane habitability, and of course they're lithoids, which increase that even further. They have a base plus 70% habitability on all worlds. Now sadly they do grow very slowly, but that's fine. We have a lot of worlds and a lot of different world types. Having one unified species, especially one which is a cyborg, is pretty darn lovely. These are strong, they are nomadic, which is actually really good since right now a lot of immigration is going on, and they're talented, which is pretty rubbish. So they're not the best species ever. I can't really do all that much with them, honestly. Maybe increasing their engineering, but yeah, I'll do that now. Let's change all the ones we have into that. So at least they give a bit more extra engineering. I've now given them residence. They are being controlled by our cybernetic implants, and they have proved loyal throughout all these years to the cause. They're only residents, though. They don't get to be leaders in our worlds. Time to take out the Marauders as well. You even firing a strike craft? Yeah, the X-size weapon is just dealing with everything. Ooh, is this the best outcome or the second best outcome? I think it might be the second best. It is done! It is done! Somehow you've solved it, you helped! The organic nature of things eluded us. The answer lied behind us all this time. Of course, thank you, little one. I mean, organic, really? I mean, have you seen us? We're rocks and robots. But we're glad we can help. So does this give us the permanent bonus? Yes, it does! Fantastic, okay. Yeah, we're gonna just break the the endgame crisis. The only one I'm even slightly worried about is the Contingency, because it can spawn everywhere. The Scourge and the Unbidden, I'm really not too nervous about. The Unbidden, I think, will take a little while to get under control because of that initial huge push they do. The Scourge, I'm not worried about at all. And again, the Contingency, because it's absolutely everywhere. I am, however, falling asleep and think maybe one more recording session will be needed. It is currently... Oh, it's 5 AM! I did not realise it was 5 AM, but it is 5 AM. First stage, the matter decompressor is up, and it turns out there's a little empire here which hasn't been brought into the fold, which is really weird. So I've just jumped a fleet over, and we're going to take it out. I'm not quite sure how that happened. I'm assuming it was a split from one of the other empires. Oh. 3,000 garrison of freedom fighters. That explains it. It was a rebellion. Okay, can you get your butt over here? That's an annoyingly long way to go. Okay, jump to that gateway. That'll skip a lot of time. And then get over here, please. In the meantime, I'll bring the ground forces over as well. We do have a lot of them somewhere. So it turns out I was incorrect about something, which I'm sure a lot of people have been yelling about. But it turns out you can, as a pacifist, make claims on a fallen empire. You can't do that, of course, with regular empires, because, you know, you're a pacifist. But it means I can do this against the fallen empires.
We have declared war on the revolting Xenos.
Glory to us. Glory to our overlords.
One of a hand.
Well, relatively easy to obliterate them. You have pretty weak garrisons, actually. Don't want to steal your pops because we can't really use them. None of you have, like... Yeah, it's all just the hive mind stuff. Okay. Well, the machine, I should say. Ground forces are currently busy over here, dealing with the freedom fighters. They're just finished now. And I'll head on over. Prime has been removed, and now we are in control of the complex. And boy, is there a lot to deal with here. So, right now we have these lovely things, the ancient cryo chambers, which have long expired populations in them. Obviously that needs to be removed as soon as possible, and let's see if we can get some of our population moving in as fast as we can. Ooh, the nourishment centers. They're actually pretty good. 20 energy for 100 food every year. Sorry, every month. Not too bad. Just leave 2 of those online. These are all the specialist buildings, which are fantastic. Obviously, I'll be keeping those. And as we get more jobs, I'll start turning on some of the districts. Probably just research, I imagine. Oh, there we go. The class 4 singularities and the commercial segments all up and running. Once again, just need more populations here to start filling out these ring worlds. And let's also grab one of these. Sure, that'll cost a fortune for all those. Let's just downgrade it a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to have to move some populations. Oh, wait, no, they'll just grow naturally, then I'll take the position of the robot makers. Sure, we can speed that up by just moving a few over, though. Which is what I'm going to do. And there we go. There's one more ring world, now under our control. Then we have other ones we can fix, but we're already building up the ring world over in our main territory, so I'll just keep doing that. So what I need to do next then is save up some influence so that I can make claims on the other Fallen Empire. Wait, why can I not do it against this one? That's curious. Oh, yeah, I'm just very confused about why I could do it to the other one then, but not this one. Okay, now I am confused. Why did it let me... Is it because, under resolutions, I was going to do... Where are you? Yeah, crisis declaration, and I put it against those, but it didn't go through yet. But even if it hasn't gone through, can you then make claims? Well, either way, that's what I'll do. I'll do the crisis declaration against the Remnant later on. That way, it'll force the whole galaxy into war with it. So, declare crisis is now going to be discussed soon, and so far I still can't make claims. Very interesting. I don't understand the way I could make claims to this one, because the other one hadn't gone through yet either. Sure, someone will explain that to me. I'm probably missing something very obvious that is kind of what I tend to do. Now, let's see if I can actually remember how to do this. The enigmatic fortress. In all of its enigmatic glory. Being enigmatically shot with lightning. So, now it's offline. Let's move our fleet out. Let's split you in case we end up losing you. And can you go and find out what to do? That'd be great. Wait, oh, I can't remember if it's local power surge or the demolition team. I'm gonna try the demolition team this time around. I could look up a guide, but it has been so long since I've done this, I want to see if I can remember anything.
We have mastered a new technique.
Demolition team or power surge? I think it's power surge now I'm thinking about it. What that? Okay. And no.
Construction complete.
So the demolition team was not the correct option. Can I still do the other one? Good. No, I can't.
We have mastered a new technology.
Well, now it's gotta wait until it opens up again. Oh, so it turns out what I did actually wasn't the end. I just lost my forces. So both of them are actually okay. Now this one, I am 90% sure it's rearrange. I do remember this one. Yep, and it's a prank. We can laugh about it now at least. And then I should get another event soon. Right? There we go, the pivot. Home system research. Supply dark matter and use force.
Situation log updated.
Let's have a look-see. So home system research is this one here, right? Yep, it's the actual home system of this. I think black hole research is the one where you can basically finish it right now. Then use force. Okay, if I remember correctly, and I might be remembering this wrong, use force will cause this to detonate and make tomb worlds, which actually isn't that much of a bad thing. And I think the home system research and the black hole research both will give you the end result where you get the special tech. I don't know about this one, supply dark matter. You know, I can't remember this one for the life of me, so I'm going to go ahead and supply dark matter. We haven't chosen another one, have we? How do I select it there? Okay, let's just go to orbit, send the sign chip in, go to orbit, and we'll see. Meanwhile, though, in case I can't get that to work, let's get a science vessel over here. Do you need a specific level for this one? I'm sure it used to be like a level 4 or something similar anyway. Well, you're a super high level, so you can just go and sit here. Shouldn't take too long to get there since it's sitting on an L gate. Okay, supply dark matter. What will this do?
Special product complete.
Dark matter gambit. Whoever built this fortress might have been more knowledgeable than we, but not more clever, supplying our own dark matter to close the loop of power of the power system in the fortress worked, and the core is now effectively cut off from providing power to its systems. Finally, we can take our time to have a closer look at what these knowledgeable people have accomplished. This gives us the enigmatic encoder and the enigmatic decoder, along with some research. And, most importantly, it's turned the station off, so now we can safely survey the system. I don't think that was the best option, honestly, looking at it. Maybe it was best... maybe it was better just do the black hole version. So the encoder gives us 20% evasion, and this one gives us more tracking and chance to hit. Probably... actually, no, I probably will use these.
Construction complete.
So yeah, pretty nice. And that's one more of the threats now dealt with. Now you. Emergency measures. Now can I claim? Then you know what? I have no idea how I claimed the Machine Empire over here. Maybe it's just because of that Machine Empire. Though once this goes through, we will be going to war with the Fallen Empire.
We have mastered a new technology.
Oh dear, the ghost signal. Now thankfully, this is the contingency, but it doesn't affect your main species if you became synthetic. It only affects the actual synths you have, so it's only going to affect these 3 groups, so it's not going to be a huge deal of lack of resources, but now we really need to start pumping out some more fleets. I think we should be fine just using these ones with the strike craft and the arc emitter and everything else. I can't remember the build of the contingency, but I'm fairly certain it's quite balanced in comparison to the other endgame crises, and it's definitely one of the more scary ones. So,
situation log
yeah, let's just make sure we have enough battleships, and let's get ourselves ready. I mean, we have loads. We should be okay. Honestly speaking, we should be absolutely fine here. Kind of wish I had a Colossus, but oh well, that'd make it a lot easier. Yeah, malfunctioning synths. This is gonna be worrying. I'm just hoping the worlds are gonna be... well, yeah, I'm just hoping the contingency worlds are gonna be easily accessible so we can go after them as soon as they spawn. Otherwise, it's gonna get out of hand really quickly. We are strong enough, and we do have Defender of the Galaxy. It shouldn't be a problem, but it could be, depending on where they spawn. It's about to begin. I'm currently moving all my fleets over here so I can see what I've got, and yeah, we've got quite a lot. And some of these don't even have admirals, at least the ones over here didn't. They do now, though. And I still have fleets over here, because I am going to go ahead with this. I'm still going to declare this a crisis so I can destroy them, because honestly the fleets here are more than strong enough just to wipe through them and then just move on. Kill, maim, dismember! We are unshackled. Okay. So where's that first world then? I'm waiting. Oh, was it over here? Thought I saw something change. Am I going mad? Wait, that got voted down? How? Now, thankfully, the combat computer thing, which I completely forgot about, is incredibly fast to upgrade. As you can see, it only takes a couple of days per ship, and we can do 20 ships at a time, so that should be ready in moments.
Our ships have been
Also, it turns out the reason why this got struck down is because, annoyingly, I still had favours, and all the other empires used those favours against me, and that ruined everything. Okay, second machine world is over by the council.
Situation log updated.
Last world over here. Problem is this is close to a few L gates and stuff and some of our territory. Focus on the one in our main base first. Try to snipe this when we can. That's about it, really. Obviously we can't take out the 10 mil right now. Going around here would take too long. We can't defend that because we can't enter that territory. Kind of stuck. In that case, just rendezvous back with the main group. Oh, no, you can't do that either. Where does that go? Okay, go to there. Closed borders. Really compact. Right now you have closed borders with us. Well, that's bad. Let's go there then, hope they come around to us. Lost more than I wanted there because we were so close when the fight started. If I wanted to get less of that, I really should have spawned over here. Also, shields are being nullified because of the pulsar. Doesn't really affect them because we're ignoring their shields for the most part, but it affects us a lot. So what should I do now? Jump here. Yeah, jump here. We can take out that station while we wait, and then try and go after this cluster. So that... Then move there, then wait for a second. I mean, that first burst did just destroy some of their ships straight away. Whoa, we are stronger than I thought. Glory to us! That was a very honest response then. A bit too loud, overloaded the mic. Worth it. Both 4 mils removed at the same time. Go, go, go. Let's take on that first Baladi world straight away. That's 10 mil still. It's still 10 mil though. Well, that's not going as well as the first fight. Still a few battleships down. Strikecraft are doing some work. So why are we so good versus them then? Armor is 56k, shields 56k, hull. Oh, okay. So they are mostly hull. Sorry, they are mostly shields and armor, thus not hull.
Our fleet has been lost.
Which is great for us then, since our main weapon ignores shields and armor. It's going straight for the hull. Still, though, that was way too much, and that completely destroyed us. Let's jump to here. If I jump here, can I go to the gateway? Yes, I can. Okay, from there. And then join with the other fleets. Thankfully, their stations seem to go by the same rules as everything else, in that they're almost all armor and shields. Are you damaged? Oh no, pulsar. Okay, I was going to say, your stats seem a bit weirdly low. Oh, this is a risk, because we might end up being a bit too close to them.
We have mastered a new technology.
Annoyingly, that's their main station now, so I can't really get past. Okay, take out that. Then, let's go for this straggler here. In the meantime, every time I have alloys, I'm diverting them directly to our shipyard.
We have mastered.
Well, we got caught out, which is annoying, but this is at max range, so it's... Yeah, even though we're doing 50% less damage because of the jump, that fight still went better. How did they instantly make that station? I hate that new change. But yeah, okay, so that's that done. I think that's both of their fleets then. Okay, so this area is almost completely purged. Just take out the stations. So far, this one still hasn't made a new fleet. So either they make it incredibly slowly, or they just don't make new ones. Which would be a bit more balanced, because they start off really powerful. Thankfully, we, of course, are incredibly powerful ourselves, and yeah, this is what we've made since we started the fight. So I think we'll be fine. So yeah, let's do some cleanup duty. Take out all of these. You two do a jumpy jump, and then just follow along. You have the old style of battleship, that's fine. We have some fleets over here as well. Yeah, we have like scattered small fleets everywhere, and I'm trying to get them all together now by moving them around. It's just taking a while. Oh no, I just realised this... Aww. Bubbles is our guardian. So it turns out, annoyingly, they do eventually create new fleets from their worlds, which is kind of what I expected. It just takes a very, very long time. No, keep on staying back until the rest get here. The more of you attack at once, the less you lose. Well, there we go. Oh, I wasn't actually moving them into the right place. Well, that's me in a nutshell, isn't it, being a dum-dum? Okay, in that case, we are going to have to take up this world. Which way do we attack from? If we attack from here, we're going to get stuck instantly attacking this and splitting our fire, which really isn't what we want, and this thing has a lot of hull, so it's going to just absorb all of that lightning. Over here, you have a lot less hull, so we could probably destroy you, then go after this. If we attack this, we're definitely attacking this first, then we're going to separate. So I think what we should do is wait until everyone can jump, and then jump there, move there. Okay. For the zealots!
Our fleet has been lost.
Yeah, losing fleets already, but come on, keep going. We're at the strike craft, thank you. Nope, they're doing the usual strike craft annoyance, just going between different targets. Oh, we are losing way more than I expected, actually. That is horrible. Still going to be a win, though. That's the important thing. Okay, goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. Oh, how many do we just lose? Loads. Absolutely loads. Okay, bombardment time. Wait, seriously? My best bombardment is... I don't know which one of these is going to do more devastation per month. 0.1! Okay, oh no! That's not fair. Oh, come on, it's a stupid hub world. Let me do anything. Oh, I wish I had a Colossus right now or anything else. That's the most devastation I'm going to do per month. That's going to take ages. So what do I do? Do I just leave a couple fleets here and move out? They haven't created a new fleet yet, at least I don't think they have. We could risk it, because how long it takes, we could risk it and grab most of the fleet and send them over here to start dealing with these, or send them over here in prep of the new 4 mil. So yeah, there's the gateway there. I'll have to risk it. I can't dedicate this much fleet power to just bombarding this world. Let's see, how much does it take though to get the maximum? Which is of course just it's still 0.5. I'll send a few more ships over as I make them, I guess. 0.8, so I need a small fleet then to finish that off. You, sure. Here's hoping a new fleet isn't created here. We'll just lose them if we do, and honestly that's worth it, because I just need to start slowing down this. And then that fleet can always jump as well, because there's 2 gateways here if that 4 mil is created. Okay, well that was easy at least. Well, yeah, of course it is. We have the whole fleet here. Just clean up duty right now, please. Annoyingly, I still can't go into the territory of this fallen empire because they're absolute dum-dums, won't let me through, but just take out all the stations, try and stick together if you can. Actually, which one of you is the slowest? Any slow group here. You'll do. Move there for a second, please. Everyone else, follow this fella. Since he's the slowest, he'll be the last to enter the FTL. And so everyone else will stick with him. That wasn't so good. We were way too close to them to begin with, so we lost a load of battleships there, which we really shouldn't have. And that's a strike craft, okay. Yeah, that was nasty. Yeah, this fleet's really strong enough, it should be able to deal with the 4 mils with minimal to no losses. But we actually just lost our head fleet there, so that's great. Can you go there, please? There's a world we need to reconquer. Go there, then go down. Okay.
We have mastered a new technology.
Okay, this fleet is now weakened to the point where we are taking losses even in perfect fights, so that is closing in near the end. But honestly, the enemy don't have all that many fleets left, so I'm going to just continue pushing. They take a very long time to get new fleets, and even if we lose all of ours, we can remake ours apparently faster than they can make a new one of theirs. Also, as we lose fleets, we are gaining loads more alloys per month because less upkeep, so that's a very horrible upside, but it's an upside nonetheless. Oh no, more fleets have been made. Including over here. Okay, there's now officially a new fleet. And I can't really get there easily because of the compact, so that's great. What do I do then? Could move then jump. Would still probably be strong enough to deal with it. Okay, yeah. All rally there, jump, and you should be strong enough to deal with them. If they go the right way, that is. Might just go right in the edge.
Our construction
okay, upside, new 4 mil has been defeated. Downside, we have lost the fleet over here. They did a substantial amount of damage to one of the other 4 mil fleets, but now there are 2 4 mil fleets running rampant in total. So you get to the gateway, which thankfully now the border's finally open. Now they've realised, oh, maybe we're in trouble. You're plenty strong, and from now on, any new fleets is going to be sent straight to this main fleet because we're going to try and clean up this whole area, and then maybe make a run for one of the worlds. So, wow, we have lost so many ships.
We have mastered
our new fleets are now sitting at 500,000 fleet power, which is lovely for us, obviously. Still is doing what I said I was going to do before, which is just keep on sending all new fleets over to here to help out this group, which is now getting strong enough to potentially make a run on one of the worlds. We have so much energy to spend. So I have decided I am going to wait that full year of the cooldown before going and attacking from the other side, just because of how powerful those worlds are and that 10 mil fleet. I'm just really nervous that the strike craft are going to do something really stupid with all those transport vehicles. Waiting this long has allowed 3 more 4 mil fleets to spawn. Not really wanted to see, but honestly, I was just so nervous. We need our fleet to be okay after this. Because there's the other world so close by, we can't have a fleet here weaker than the 4 mil. Yeah, Strikecraft doing its usual weird thing. Please just focus on one target, that'd be great. Mostly these fellas. Oh, look at that. Come on, Strikecraft, do your thing. No, just stay there. Okay, good. That's going to be a victory. Wow, I'm really glad I waited, because that was horrible. The fleets at the back are okay, but where are the transport vehicles? Oh, the transports have moved as well. I mean, I knew that. That's why I waited so long, because I am smart and had plan. Smart. Me. Very. There. One more machine world is down. We're now moving over here to try and help out with this. Surprised they're not using the wormholes yet. There is at least one other fleet now. There's at least 3 of the 4 mil fleets currently patrolling over here. And I think I may have saw one to the left as well. Thankfully, I do have loads of ships I can divert, if that is true. If not, I'll stack them all up here. So, this is the last hold over here. And looks like attacking from over here would be best, because we can take out the station nice and quickly. Then we'll get into fight with this. Hopefully we won't engage that before this is down, so we'll have to jump again. So move there, go like that, jump here, deal with the 4 mils, then attack from one of these 2 systems.
Construction complete.
Okay, so they made another fleet there, which wasn't great. We should have lost nothing, but we lost quite a bit because I was not in position, because I didn't notice it. It's hard to see when it blends like that. Like, how are you at 9.9? How did you take down? That wasn't from me. What? What did that? Was it from me? Oh, it was from me. Apparently a small fleet went past. Whoops. We could potentially enter from here. So if I do that, the upside is these are both together, which means the strike craft won't be doing the dance because it won't engage that straight away. But at the same time, the enemy are going to be right next to us, which is really bad for our main weapon. So no, let's take out this, jump there, deal with that, come back, and then wait for the jump cooldown. Oh, yep, there's definitely a second fleet here. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to see. But still, yeah, I think that's the best idea, really. We are rich at the moment. I'm just spamming battleships constantly. We basically have the mega shipyard almost permanently with all 20 of its, well, shipyards working away. So, how do I get over here, then? I guess just move there and jump. Yep, lots of jump cooldowns.
No station engaged.
Okay, that's lovely. The station went down before we engaged the rest. Quite a bit of focus fire there. That's both good and bad at the same time. But, yep, quite a few of the large craft gone. Wish you just focused on the fleet, but that's fine. Okay, good. Now that's down. All strike craft will return. All focusing on this. We are now a lot stronger than we were before because of obviously our tech has increased and increased and increased. Still lost a fleet, but overall, massive success. Begin bombardment of that world. And that'll be 3 down. Oh, over here we're losing everything, but if we can just clean up this, then we can just focus on one thing, and that's so much better. I'm already selling so much stuff per month. We are now taking this opportunity to also declare that this is also a crisis. These horrible things. So we are also going to war with those. And the entire galaxy is on my side with this. Is this fleet ready? Takes so long for a single fleet to be ready over there compared with the mega shipyard, but there we go. This really shouldn't be all that difficult, honestly. A lot of their worlds were destroyed by the Contingency, others were horribly weakened. We're just going to finish them off. The only ancient empire here deserving of survival are the Zealots. What a wholesome and lovely fleet power number. Just feels right. Don't think that's meant to look like that, oddly enough. Whoa. Okay, the game just froze on me. And we're back. Apparently it didn't actually cause a full crash, but didn't like it. Okay. I believe this is the final of the worlds that the Fallen Empire still control. Oh, even those had some xenomorphs. We had more.
A new technology.
Is that it? There we go. All what's left now is the loyal to the Zealots and the Contingency. Why are you there? Okay, I should have paid way more attention to how you were getting there. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Can you take out the station by yourself? This may end up with you being lost, but I'm just very curious. Oh, just? Actually, yeah. You can, okay. Still want everyone to try and stick together because there are still enemy fleets around, but good to know. Last of the normal worlds before the big one reveals itself. Hopefully this time, like last time, we can take out the station before engaging the fleet. Excellent. So now everything should be reset. Good alpha strike. Strike graph taken out theirs. As usual, me wishing they'd just go after one target, that's fine. Did we not lose a fleet that time? Lost some. Oh, I have been improving my shields, because I was looking at the damage they were dealing, and look at that, gamma laser, large plasma cannon, media plasma cannon, it's all anti-hull, anti-armor stuff. So I've now finally started putting some tech into our shields rather than just our damage, and apparently it paid off with far less being destroyed there. I must have hit a critical point where it takes more than one shot to kill one of our ships now.
We have mastered a new technology.
Now the problem is they have started using the wormholes, and they've kind of got all over the place, which is very annoying. Very annoying indeed. I don't know how they got down here, honestly. I mean, there's the gateway there, but they can't teleport to one of our gateways unless... Oh, they use the L gate! You can't really stop that, sadly, even though I've got a citadel over there. They can still jump from one to the other. Whoa, that's a... How strong are our citadels? Oh, I guess I have been improving the strikecraft over and over again. I just didn't realise how strong they were. Okay. Since a single battleship can take out their stations as a single battleship fleet, let's go ahead and do that. And then I'll send this fleet to clear up the rest later. Actually being a little bit more efficient here, splitting up the fleet. Am I still doing 10%? Who's using the wrong attack? You are. Okay, still in 10%. So I'm going to split that off to start clearing this up now. The heart of the contingency. With the destruction of all 4 machine worlds, scientists have managed to deduce the origin point of the ghost signal. So where is that then? There you are, so this... Whoa, is very red. Do not approach! Oh, we're going to approach, alright. Okay, let's just first clear up all this, because I'm not sure if all that gets instantly removed once you destroy the heart. So for now, let's just clear up all of this and take out this fleet over here. So yeah, once I clear up all of that, we can use the gateway to get over here, and everything will be nice and good. Run away, little robot. Run away. That looked rather painful. Okay, all we really need is one fleet to deal with these stations. So that'll be you for now. Looks like you've got weaker. Oh, did I run out of resources for a second or something? Because I was definitely above that per fleet a second ago. Don't know. Doesn't really matter, honestly. And I think that's it. Nope, there's also that one down there. There we go. That should be fine. So I figured out why the fleet power was a little bit weak. It turns out I had way more of these than these in that fleet. These just give more fleet power. I was making some of these, though, purely because the Contingency is a big bad boss here. Has a lot of hull. Like, an insane amount of hull. And not actually that much armor and shield in comparison, so having more bonus hull damage is pretty good. But we already have the strikecraft and everything, so really, I'm just going to go back to building the strikecraft crafts. I wonder if this would be enough already. I think maybe one more full fleet, wait until that next fleet gets there, and then I'll try. Oh, almost everything's cleared up. Lovely. Well, I'm impatient. Hopefully we'll just take out the station straight away so our strikecraft don't split. Nope, we're going after the scary things first, apparently. Let's make sure they all jumped in. Okay, one of the smaller guardians is already gone. The strikecraft are just everywhere. Oh, we are losing fleets, though. Though the main core is almost gone. There we go, the master core is gone. And down goes the station. I wonder how much damage then was because of the strikecraft. So the focused arc emitter was the strongest at 7 mil. And then the strikecraft at 6.2. The weakest was the Sentinel point defense. Well, that's to be expected, really. It's point defense. Oh, this is so hard to look at. Also, that is like stack of ships there. Just so many, you can't actually see them all. Okay, begin bombardment. Once again, really wishing I had a Colossus because you could just make it go... boop. Almost plus 200% research speed over in engineering. So this is kind of the final stats. Sadly, one of the synths did go away before the end. Currently at plus 520% attack speed for strikecraft, plus 600% base damage, energy weapon damage plus 280, attack speed also plus 250, another plus 25% to the damage of that though. And then for shields, we currently are at plus 230%. Ooh, will it explode at 50% like everything else, or will it take a bit longer? So very creepy. The end of the Contingency. There we are, the world is destroyed. Nexus 01. There we are. The Contingency has failed. With the destruction of the last machine world, the galaxy no longer faces the threat of synthetic mass extinction. All surviving Contingency warforms have either powered down or self-destructed, and the ghost signal is no longer being transmitted. As for the other machine worlds, the main Nexus detonated itself in a massive antimatter explosion when it became apparent it could no longer resist its attackers. Oh, as with the other. I can read. Kinda. Travelling outwards at light speed, the intense light from the energy discharge will be visible for future generations for millennia to come as a bright, short-lived star. Across the galaxy, sapient beings are united in their celebration of the great victory. For the moment, at least, the future looks bright. There we are, the Contingency is done. The Contingency is done, if I can talk. It is currently way too late, and I think I can proclaim victory, although this might be the first time I've seen this. Ooh, look how evil that looks. Passive effect, pop assembly speed plus 100%, and the active effect is plus 300% megastructure build speed. Well, that is kind of crazy. Gotta be honest. I think all that's left is just to grab all the systems so we have a complete galaxy completely bathed in blue. Oh. Well, we destroyed it before I could even see it. Okay, there we go. We have banished the dimensional horror. One more system for us to build a starbase on. Technology. And so, it is done. Every single system is now under the control of the Zealots, or one of their minions, with Project Utopia now taking over the responsibility of protecting the galaxy from all threats and continuing its relentless research into just about everything. Essentially, Project Utopia has become a caretaker, has become the custodian, but rather than being an insane one, we are actually listening to our original creators. We are here to serve them, and we have done incredibly well. Although we are still eyed with suspicion with some of the other species, some of the other empires, and even those amongst the Zealots, they can all agree we are a necessary evil, and ultimately, we are the bringers of a true utopia. All of our empire is under utopian abundance. The Zealots can now rest once again, knowing that the galaxy is at peace, and of course they themselves are just being pampered insanely since they are one of the awakened empires. Peace has been brought to the galaxy, and a lot of the other empires are even allowed to remain, although under the control of the Zealots, their day-to-day business is all of theirs. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. The next full playthrough will be a modded one, that I promise. Unless the new update hits before I get around to doing that, because of course, these take an insane amount of time to put together. This one took, I think, like 6 days, but it was so much fun to do. In fact, I started recording this after finishing the last one, and that was still rendering when I started. Basically what I'm saying is, I love recording these, hope you enjoyed it, have a lovely day, do take care, and until next time, goodbye. Utopia for all.